Yeah. Yeah, we should be live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Very, very windy today. A little overcast. Only a 2% chance of rain. We're not supposed to get rain for a couple more days. The next round of rain is coming in a couple more days here in the San Francisco Bay Area, but there are clouds up above, but the chance of rain is like only 2%. Knowing me with my luck, it'll probably start raining in the middle of this stream. But anyway, it is what it is. But it's very, very windy, so hopefully someone let me know if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. Yeah, it's been a good day so far. Pretty good day. I'm a little bit tired after yesterday because I had a full day. I did a walking stream, and then I recorded 2 pre-recorded videos for another venture I'm working on that I have not made, publicly available yet. I'll be making that new venture publicly available at some point soon. And then last night, I had I did a 2-hour or so late night with Coach Eli live stream. I hadn't done one of those in a while. I'm minimizing my in-studio streams for the time being. But, when I get the energy and get a chance, I like to do in-studio live streams, and did one last night and got to bed at about 3 in the morning. Woke up about 9 or 9:30 in the morning, got about 6.5 hours of sleep. And I got enough sleep, but when you create that much content and you talk as much as I do, and then you have other phone calls to make, you never give your voice a chance to rest. So, yeah, it catches up to you. It does catch up to you. But anyway, everything's all good. I'm here now, and we're going to have a great show. And I have a topic here today that I feel is one of the most important topics in the modern world, and it is something that is affecting probably the majority of people, especially if you're on social media, which the majority of people are. So this is affecting a lot of people, the majority of people. And I really want you folks to clearly understand what I'm going to share with you here today. And in no way, shape, or form am I trying to criticize, anybody, any man or woman for, behaving in certain ways, such as what I'm going to be mentioning here in a little bit. But, I've always been, give me a second here. I've always been the type of person that believes in tough love. Another way to put it, firm but fair. And I learned that from my late father. My late father was very firm with the way that he raised myself and my brother, but he was also very fair. And if my father wasn't firm with my brother and I, we more than likely would not have turned out to be the good men we are today. I'm very grateful and thankful for that. So, I'm very firm but fair, and I believe in lots of tough love. Because you take the soft approach nowadays, and people just don't even respond to that, right? If you're too nice to people, they take advantage of you or they just don't respect you, right? Now, if you're too mean and you're arrogant, yeah, that's just as bad as the opposite way I just mentioned. But being firm but fair is a, great hybrid right in the middle. You emphasize how you feel about certain things. You use a firm tone of voice, but what you say when you speak with that firm tone of voice has a lot of deep and respectful meaning and a positive meaning. In today's day and age, I hate to say it again, the millennials started this. And the parents that raised the millennials, the Gen Xers and some baby boomers, we've really spoiled we've really spoiled our kids. And we've enabled them with this entitlement mentality. And a lot of millennials and post-millennials, and maybe even some Gen Xers too. I've seen this with some Gen Xers. It's much more rare with the Gen Xers because we came from a different generation, but it does happen. But with the millennials, the Gen Y millennials and the post-millennials, the Gen Z, I generation, they're all living this spoiled and entitled, type of environment. I'm not saying that every single, Gen Y or Gen Z person, man or woman, millennial or post-millennial, is spoiled and entitled, but a lot of them are. And the ones that aren't are surrounded by other peers that are spoiled and entitled. So, it's this environment, this world we live in nowadays, needs more tough love than ever to be able to get through to them. And I'll tell you, I've tried to help some millennials and post-millennials with tough love. And they ain't buying it. Then you try the nice approach, and then they disrespect you even more. That's how spoiled and entitled these kids are nowadays. And what I'm going to be sharing here today, I feel, has one of the biggest parts in why people are spoiled and entitled. Now, this more so is going to hold true for women, but it also holds true for men. And this also involves validation-seeking behavior. So, I'm going to wait just a few more minutes for some people to pop on in. And regardless, in a few minutes, we're going to get started. I'm going to take the rest of the night off tonight and just relax. Probably take an Epsom salt bath at some point. Have a few phone calls to make, and probably then take a bath and get to bed early. And then come back tomorrow and just blow out a bunch of content. Kind of like I did yesterday. Do a stream maybe early in the morning. Create some more pre-recorded videos for the new venture I haven't announced yet. Now, I have been uploading content to this new venture, and there are currently 6 pieces of content. Probably going to create 2 more tomorrow, and more than likely, I may be releasing the information on where to get this content. So stick around for that. I'm sure many of you are curious what this is all about. I've kind of mentioned a little bit about it throughout the course of the week, and maybe a little bit before that time. I've been creating some new content primarily catered to men because I want to try to help men become better men. And part of becoming a better man, is learning responsibility and learning to behave respectfully, professionally, and maturely. I mention that phrase quite often. Some people, when I mention that phrase, get a good laugh at it. But the people that laugh at it are the people that need to really try to understand what that means more so than anyone. Because anyone that's going to laugh at me saying I like to handle things respectfully, professionally, and maturely is more than likely not a respectful, professional, or mature person. And the interesting thing is, the ironic thing is, a lot of these people that have made fun of this in the past are grown-ass people in their 30s and 40s, just like myself. Good evening, Eli. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, bro? Great to see you here. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly, Lewis? Let me know. There's a lot of wind today. It's a little bit chilly. It's about 62 degrees. It's overcast. It's not supposed to rain, but there is a lot of wind, so I'm hoping you can hear me. Let me know, brother. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Lewis. And I know Queen Helen and Casey, you take the weekends off, but in case you're listening, it was really great to help you behind the scenes today to get your Odyssey channel going. And there are a few more things that I need to do to get you enabled for live streaming. I'll definitely get to that over the next few days, and we'll make it happen. Just like I helped Lewis get his Wi-Fi extender, I'm going to help you unlock live streaming on Odyssey so you can have a platform that's going to be a little more flexible with the type of content that you create. Lewis, can you hear me at all, bro? Or do you just pop in and say good evening? Let me know, bro, if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. It's just, let me see. I can hear you and see you good, thank you. That means the windscreen is doing its job. I mean, you can see this thing, look. You see how it's blowing there, Lewis? Maybe that angle will show you a little better. I literally hear the wind whipping in my ears. They trimmed the side of the trail here pretty good, so it's hard to show you how windy it is. This is a pretty stiff plant here, but look, it's even moving. Yeah, and thankfully this very funny looking furry ball, which is known as a windscreen, is on, or else you folks would not be able to hear a damn thing I'm saying. So, if you guys and gals want to make fun of my microphone, hey, I can take it off and you won't be able to hear a damn thing I'm saying. It's all good. It is all good. So, all right, folks, let's get right to it, because I have a lot to share about regarding this topic, and need all the time I can, and so let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail in beautiful, and today very windy and chilly, Redwood City, California. This is episode number 165. 165 of these episodes are almost in the book. Well, once this one finishes, the 165th episode will be in the books. And today, I'm going to be discussing likes and dislikes online don't define your personality. Or don't define your character. Sorry about that. I butchered that. I don't have the title here, or I don't have Queen to put the title in the chat, but I remember it. So get over it. One more time, the topic is likes and dislikes online don't define your character, so get over it. I want to do this topic today, folks, because the more and more I spend time on social media, and I've been on social media since it came out. Most of us have, right? You know, the more and more I see people's behavior on social media and their behavior being defined by the amount of likes and or dislikes they receive, it's pretty pathetic, right? I've kind of talked about this topic in a roundabout way before, but today I really want to hit home with it, and I really want to get as many people as possible to truly understand this, right? That likes and dislikes do not define your character. They do not define who you are. The internet, does the internet really truly define who you are? It can, depending how you represent yourself. But here's another thing, and I've experienced this personally myself, but I'm sure many others have also, or as well, right? You know, you can have a great online presence and be professional, respectful, and mature, and then have other people that are just unhappy within themselves gang up in a group and attack your message and mass dislike your videos or your Facebook postings or, you know, your tweets. But here's the thing, Facebook no longer has a dislike button. They haven't had that for years. I wish YouTube would get rid of the dislike button, right? But on platforms that still have the dislike button, you have people that are known as, and YouTube has called them this before in the past, dislike mobs, right? Where these people, you know, literally get their group of people that are just as pathetic as, you know, whoever the leader is in that group, right? And they wait for you to put out a video or post a live stream, and then they'll go take your link and put it in a Discord group or Facebook group or some group where, you know, 30 or 40 other people are at, and they tell these people, go and dislike Eli's stream or videos, right? And the funny thing is, these people think that those dislikes affect me. They think that it upsets me. They think that it triggers me, right? That's what they're trying to do, right? Well, it doesn't affect me or trigger me because I know deep within that those dislikes do not define my character. And even people that click the like button, you know, those people don't define my character either. I define my own character outside of likes or dislikes. Another aspect is, you know, younger women, and even older women are doing this nowadays too, like older women that have gone through divorce, right? I see older women in their 40s and 50s doing this. It's more so the younger women, the teenagers, and women in their 20s and in their 30s, but even now some women in their 40s and 50s are going to places such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, other platforms where you can share pictures, and they're sharing very provocative pictures as close to X-rated as possible without being X-rated so they don't get removed, because they're seeking validation, they're seeking attention, right? And what ends up happening when they put these pictures up? You get all these thirsty beta males, also known as simps, right? Suckers idolizing mediocre, let's just say PUSSY to be compliant and nice, right? You know, you get these beta males, these thirsty beta males that have no spine, no self-respect, and they see these pictures and they click like, and tens of thousands of them, in some cases hundreds of thousands of men or millions of men will click like on many women's provocative pictures, right? Thinking that, okay, I may have a chance with her. Nope, you don't. What you guys aren't realizing is those women are seeking validation, and by you clicking the like 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, maybe 1,000,000 times, however many it is, the more likes that she gets, the more validated she feels. And the more unrealistic her personality is going to be. Now, while it is more normal for women to seek validation than men, I just think validation-seeking behavior in general nowadays is just very immature and insecure. You know, back in the days of traditionalism, when, you know, women were not liberated yet, they didn't have the same rights they have today, they weren't working, they were dependent on a man for survival, right? So they would seek out the strongest man, most attractive man, strong man, financially stable man, a man that could take care of them and the family, right? And so back in those days, it was completely expected for the woman to seek the man's validation, right? And that's how women have biologically and normally been in the past. The reason why it's annoying nowadays when women seek validation, it's because women have been liberated or independent, and they don't really need men for survival. Many of them still want to be with a man, but the dynamics are different, right? So in my opinion, I honestly feel that validation-seeking behavior from men and women in the modern world is immature, it's insecure, and to be quite frank, it's pretty fucking annoying. I respect men and women that are just being themselves, that are humble, down to earth, laid back and sweet, right? And they don't try too hard, right? A lot of the people nowadays are so unhappy within themselves, they go on social media to try to, you know, try to make themselves feel better, and they put it in the hands of the court of public opinion, the internet, right? The people on there, right? And these men and women, but more so women in this case, they do these stupid things, dressing provocatively and doing stupid things to get attention, just to get more likes. Because the more likes they get, the more validation they receive, and the better they think they feel about themselves. But in all honesty, what do those likes mean? What do those likes mean? They mean jack shit. I'll tell you why they mean jack shit. Because only you are in control of how happy you want to be and live your life. Only you as an individual, whether you're a man or a woman, you control your own destiny. You can choose to be happy deep within, or you can choose to be sad and miserable and put your fate regarding your happiness in the hands of other people based on likes and dislikes on the internet. It's pretty fucking pathetic in my opinion. It really is. You know, the world that we're living in nowadays is the most fake world I've ever seen. It is so fake, it is so phony. And that's why a lot of people that I hang around with, you know, they ask me, why are you so calm, Eli? Why doesn't this stuff bother you? Well, the reason is because initially it did bother me. And then I realized it is what it is. That's how some people are choosing to live their life. They're choosing to live a digital life, and they're choosing to gauge their happiness, through, digital online platforms, social media sites, and how many likes and dislikes they get, how much attention they get in the digital world, right? And it's not real. Now, in many cases, if you run a real business like I do, I only choose to, participate with and hang out with real people that, are not seeking validation and are not trying to be something they're not just to get attention, to feel happy about themselves. And that's another reason why, it's taken me longer to grow my business and my presence on social media, because I'm doing everything, in my opinion, the right way. I'm doing everything in a respectful, professional, mature way. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not going to create any drama just to get all eyes on me. I've been down that road in the past, and let me tell you something. It was the worst freaking experience of my entire life. I'd never been more exhausted. I'd never been more exhausted in my life than the days I was involved unknowingly in drama, trying to grow my YouTube channel, my former YouTube channel, when I first came back and started this one almost 3 years ago. We live in a superficial world, right? And, happiness, like I said, is based deep within. How you see yourself is how the rest of the world's going to see you, right? And like I've said before, I'll say it again. If you're going to pretend to be something you're not to get more attention, to get that validation that you feel you need to be happy, the moment you stop pretending to be someone else that you aren't is the moment you're going to lose that entire following and group of people. I don't know what that was. That was some motorcycle or something that was just really loud, I think on the freeway. And because it's windy, I'm just hearing more freeway noise today. When it's windier, there's more wind pressure. And so when objects, cars, or planes fly, you have to use more gas because, you need more energy to move at the same speed. So you can definitely hear more noise today. So, what was I going to say here? I'm moving along pretty quickly, actually. We've been on for 28 minutes, and I'm getting close to curving around and heading towards the observation deck. Yeah, I'll just say this. I'm really tired of people doing stupid things to get attention. And it's because of social media. Like, I've never seen, any other era in our history outside of the social media era, which started about 15, 20 years ago. YouTube's been around almost 20 years. Same with Facebook and many of these other social media platforms. I've never seen any other area outside of the social media era that's been here less than 20 years that have changed the way people behave, right? And I'm not saying that people didn't have issues or didn't somewhat behave this way in person. It was just a lot more difficult because before the internet, before social media, you were limited to your close group of friends, people in your city or your county. You know, typically, if you were going to go and hang out with people, you know, you would hang out with people that were from your neighborhood, right? Or you would probably drive 20 to 30 minutes to hang out with friends that live in the same county or a neighboring county, right? And so you were limited with your reach, right? So, you know, if you had issues and you were complaining, you weren't really affecting that many people. Nowadays, the internet's global, it's digital. You can access it from your computer, your laptop, your desktop, and now these damn smartphones that go wherever we go, right? We have 5G mobile internet nowadays that can theoretically, I believe, reach over a gigabit per second. A gigabit per second of internet bandwidth on our smartphones. Now, most plans don't reach those speeds because most cell companies that have deployed 5G have not fully deployed it yet. So, you know, in theory, the capability is there, but, you know, do a speed test. Download the speed test app on your Android phone or your iPhone, right? And do a speed test from your closest local server. And you'll be lucky if you get anywhere from 40 to 100 megabits down and anywhere from 5 to 25 or 30 or maybe in some cases 40 or 50 up, right? But in theory, we can go a gigabit up and a gigabit down. It's going to get there. Trust me, within the next few years, you're going to start seeing these companies further upgrade 5G. They deployed it quickly just because it's a marketing thing. It's like when 4G LTE first came out. The speeds were horrible, right? And then it became rock solid years later. The same thing's going to happen with 5G, right? So we're always connected, right? So the difference, you know, with the online world is that you have the world practically at your fingertips to seek your validation through, right? And in my honest opinion, I think it's more so harmed our society than helped our society. Now, don't get me wrong, I like social media, but I use it the right way, and I don't let social media consume me. I did a stream on this yesterday, my Walking with Purpose stream in the morning. If you want to hear more about what I said, go check out that replay if you're looking for more content this weekend after the show. And then check out my late night with Coach Eli that I did last night. I did some weekend dating stories. Some pretty interesting stories there. Wow. 33 minutes and I'm almost halfway through. I'm going at a really, really good pace today. I think it's because it's a little bit more chilly and I'm moving faster, so I stay warm. But it's just really sad, like I said, because, you know, I remember, you know, growing up and working at the local movie theater. Was called the Hillsdale Cinema. Some of you that have been following me for a while or are connected with me on Facebook, and some of you that have followed me for a while are also moderators on my channel now, like Johnny. He used to work with me at the Hillsdale Cinema. You know, like, things were really, really awesome back then. They were different. The internet had not been created yet, or it was in its very early stages to where it really wasn't mainstream. So, you know, we'd go to work, and when we were at work, we would meet cool people, or we'd go to school, we'd make friends, right? We'd hang out on the weekends. Some weeknights we may hang out as well, right? And it wasn't as much about seeking validation, you know, or creating drama, you know, to get attention and stuff like people do online nowadays. It was just about hanging out with people, right? Because everybody loves, listen, the truth of the matter is everybody loves attention, male or female, right? But the way we would get our attention fixed before the internet days was a lot healthier than it is now. You know, in my opinion, and it should be a fact, but it's my opinion, in my opinion, the internet has, you know, damaged us in many unhealthy ways. I mean, there are even some people that have committed suicide because they were doing well on social media for a while, they were getting a lot of attention, and then they lost it all. And because they lost it all and other people were attacking them and criticizing them on social media, they ended themselves. It's pretty sad when I see that happen, right? But that's what's happening nowadays. Everybody's putting, I wouldn't say quite everybody, but at least the new generation, the millennials and the post-millennials, and even some of the Gen Xers, but many people are putting the fate of their happiness being social media dependent. You know, and I try to teach people to balance it out. Nothing wrong with using social media. Nothing wrong with using dating apps. Nothing wrong with using modern technology to meet new people and to socialize. But at some point, you got to take it into real life and, you know, turn off the social media. Now, it's almost impossible to do it because with these smartphones, we have them with us wherever we go, right? And one of the main reasons people say why they don't turn off their smartphones when they're out, like on a date, is because some of them have kids and family members that are older, and in case of an emergency, they want to be reachable. No problem. But even then, you can balance it out. Like if you're hanging out with friends or you're on a date or something, I think everybody should have their phones face down on the table, right? Or if you're at dinner or wherever, right? Have your phone face down. And no problem with you checking your phone and glancing your notifications for a split second or two every 10 to 15 minutes. But if you're going to sit there and do what most people do nowadays, you go out with friends or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whoever, right? You use the phone to set plans to go out, yet once you meet up with your friends, you're all hanging out, but you're all on your phones at the same time. Why even go out? What's the point of going out if you're going to go out and be on your damn smartphone all night? Right? People are addicted to these things. They're addicted to the attention. They're addicted to the validation. And hey, look, I'm not going to lie. There are times where, yeah, I can be the same. I think we all can be, or we all can be addicted to it, which is what I'm trying to say. No matter how well we understand it, even myself, right? But I do my very best to balance it out and not let it consume my life and not let it be my identity. That's the truth of the matter. Yes, it looks like a big cotton ball, but it's a windscreen. But it is a windscreen and filters out any type of wind. Yes, it is, Lewis. You still around, bro, or did you step away? I'm just kind of curious to know. We got some people that are just chilling on the observation deck. I hope they end up taking off in a little bit. I'm going to pull up to the side at the end and see if they end up leaving, because I'd like to go up there for a few minutes myself. I love being on that observation deck. It's a cool place to be after you've done your first mile and a half, almost 2 miles. It's like the halfway point. And you go up there, you feel like a king. And you have beautiful views up there. When those people are just sitting there, they're probably going to be there for a while. So yeah, you know, the internet definitely, you know, has changed our character. It's changed our personalities, right? I haven't let it affect mine. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie and say that there haven't been times where it has consumed me. But I'll tell you what happens. I'll tell you what happens when the internet consumes you. And I'll share that on my way back, which I'm probably going to be heading back now because those people are going to be on the observation deck for a while. I'm going to come and just have a brief seat right here. I'm probably going to go to the other side today also because this is the only piece of content I'm doing today. I'm taking the rest of the night off and just going to relax. I may even order some DoorDash. That's what I'm probably going to do tonight. I'm going to DoorDash some food and just kick back. The air is so fresh right now. Ever since we got that big rainstorm a few days back, the air has been clear. It's a little bit windy, but I got my jacket on and it just feels really nice sitting here. Just getting away from it all just for a little bit. Break the monotony. Let's see. All right, I think Lewis is gone. Let's just head on back. It's all good. Look at how beautiful the sun looks. Like I said, it's a little overcast, but the sun is out. It's just a little overcast. But those clouds are just not dark enough, and there's not enough water in those clouds for it to start raining. But it is a beautiful sight. You tell me, is this a beautiful sight or what? I got my shades on, so I can't really. Now I can see. Wow. Without the shades, looking at that sun, oh my God, I'm almost blind. All right, so let's head on back. There's somebody coming. I'm just going to wait a second. Don't want to be rude to them. So if you allow the internet, if you allow likes and dislikes, or you have a severe issue of validation-seeking behavior from the internet with these likes and dislikes and comments and stuff like that, okay? If you have an issue with all of that, you know, that's gonna affect your character, but it doesn't define your character, it affects your character, right? And that's the thing. Like, you don't want to let other people on the internet suck you into their vortex, and then it defines your character. You know, I mention this quite often. I'll mention it again today. You know, I got involved with some people years ago out here on YouTube. I've been doing this full time for almost 5 years now. And give me a second. Let that person pass on by. And, you know, I was just trying to make friends and network and build my business and help other people. And, you know, I was just trying to be friendly and collaborate and do all that, right? But I got involved with the wrong people unknowingly. I had to learn it. Got involved with, you know, drama, shit, disturbing people. And it was really hard to get out of it. It took me years to finally just let go, like I have been letting go for the last at least year and a half now. And they got so bad. I got so wrapped into and sucked into it, for many reasons I won't get into today, that it was beginning to define my character, and that's not what my character is, right? Or was appearing like it was defining my character, right? I almost felt like I was becoming one of these people. A drama, shit disturber, and these are typically people that are immature, they're insecure, many of them have mental and emotional issues, they're mentally and emotionally unstable, etc. And I got wrapped into it, like I said, to the point of where I almost felt like it was just starting to define who I am, which that's not who I've ever been. And it wasn't easy to remove myself. And even when I removed myself, I was involved with so many of these types of mentally and emotionally unstable people. Insecure and weak and needy people, right? Jealous type of people, right? Grown-ass adults behaving like 2-year-olds, right? Whining and crying and pouting at every little thing. And going out there, and these people are going out there and just trying to instigate drama and talk shit about anyone they can just to get attention, right? Just to feed their validation-seeking behavior, right? That's what it is, right? And like I said, even when I realized that these weren't the right people to participate with, it was really hard to remove myself because, like I've said before, I haven't talked about it in the past, YouTube is a shared platform, right? So, you can sit there and block all these people, but they can still view your public content even while they're blocked. And they can also create other accounts and still troll you and do stupid things, right? But in real life, which some of these people did come at me in real life, which we're not going to get into that, not a big deal. I moved past that. In real life, they will not be able to do 95% of the things that they've done online to people like me and others, right? And why do they do it? They do it because they're unhappy within themselves. They don't love themselves, and they can't get the attention that maybe they once were able to get in real life, so they come out to a platform like YouTube or other social media platforms to get their validation fix. That's what it is. That's all it all boils down to. It boils down to attention, right? And it's not just the women. You would think it's only the women that have the validation-seeking behavior. But nowadays on YouTube, I have to even say this, the men are worse. I never thought I would say that in today's day and age, maybe even offline as well too, online and offline, it's pathetic to see men have practically even become worse at seeking attention and validation than women. And it is not normal for a man to seek validation. For women, it's more normal, but quite frankly, because women have been liberated, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm repelled by any man or woman in the modern world that seeks too much attention or validation. I'm repelled by that. And it's not that I don't respect people or care about people. It's not that I don't respect, like let's say I'm seeing a woman, like the woman I'm seeing, right? And ma'am, you're probably watching right now. Good day to you if you're watching. So, she went and got a Halloween outfit, a cute beer girl Halloween outfit. And she told me about it last night. She's gonna wear it to work, and also, wear it to work today and wear it to work tomorrow. Tomorrow is Halloween, the 31st of October, right? And she sent me a picture, and it was cute, and I told her that. I kind of joked with her at first though, because I'm a joking kind of guy. Like, she's a cute woman, she's a beautiful woman, but I kind of joke about her because of what I do, right? And what I've been through in the past. I say, are you seeking validation, babe? You look cute, blah, 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 right? And I triggered her. Go figure, right? I triggered a woman, right? Us dudes can't do anything right nowadays. It's all good. It's not a big deal. She's probably listening right now, and hopefully she's just laughing and not getting triggered, but I triggered her. And I guess you can kind of say, maybe I was kind of trying to trigger her because, yeah, she's cute. She looks good, right? But the truth of the matter is, you know, she really likes me, and she wants to know if she's cute enough for me, if I'm not attracted to her. I keep telling her. I mean, like, whenever she's asked me, I'll tell her. And there are times every now and then I'll tell her she's a beautiful woman, but I don't say it all the time, because what women don't understand is that the more and more a guy validates her and says all the time, oh, you're hot, you're beautiful, you're cute, this and that, right? The more and more you validate your woman, it gets old, it gets stale, right? And I don't want this woman to get bored or tired of me saying how beautiful she is. So whenever she, like, you know, does something where I know she's seeking the response from me to say, ah, you're cute, you're beautiful, right? I'll tell her that, but first I'll say, are you seeking validation, babe? Just as a joke, right? Then she'll get triggered, right? And she goes, all right, I'm not going to text you for the rest of the day. I'll just let you know when I get home. Did I hurt your fifis, ma'am? I wasn't trying to hurt your fifis, right? But you see what I mean, right? You see how I handle that situation? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, right, or anything like that. I'm having fun. I'm flirting with her. Yeah, the outfit she was wearing, you know, if I was anywhere near her, that outfit would not be on anymore. Is that what you want to hear, ma'am? Yeah, it's a damn good-looking outfit. You look good. You look good without that outfit on, ma'am. Too much validation right now. But the truth of the matter is, in this modern world, because women are liberated, they're the same as men practically nowadays, right? With what they can do, right? And women, on one hand, are saying, we're independent, we don't need men for anything, but on the other hand, they're still seeking our validation, right? More so like on Instagram, Facebook, and other platforms, right? They want to be independent, right? And they don't need a man for anything, but what they do want to use us men for is to go click the like button to boost their social media presence so they can monetize it at our expense, right? That's what happens nowadays. That's why any validation-seeking behavior from men or women, honestly, it just kind of repels me. Ma'am, I'm not saying this to be critical to you. I got to be very clear with what I say to you, because I'm not attacking you. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying how I feel about it, right? In general. I felt this way about it before I even knew you existed, right? I'm just being honest, right? And again, I'd rather be honest and share how I feel than tell you what you want to hear and lie to you. You don't want to be with a liar. You want to be with an honest dude. No matter what, right? It's all good. Wow, look at that sun. It's right in my eyes. Somebody's coming on the other side. I think they're wearing a mask. It's all good. Yeah. Looks like the sun has burned off most of the clouds surrounding it. And now you can see the trail is just like really, really bright. It's kind of cool when it was a little bit darker. Easier on the eyes, but that's why we wear sunglasses, right? So yeah, it does sadden me that the modern world has turned into one big, huge social media shitfest. Yeah, it's turned into one big, huge social media shitfest, right? And look, I love social media, like I said, don't get me wrong. But I run my social media. I don't let my social media run me, right? And here's the thing. The reason why all these companies make so much money is because they know people are emotional beings. Okay? Even men nowadays, some of them are more emotional than women. So if you can, start a platform where people are emotionally triggering each other, like on YouTube. You talk smack about a creator, they talk smack about you. And even though it's against the creator and creator harassment policy, it's very rare that videos get removed for that, right? But yeah, how do people stay on the platform longer? How do these companies make money? Creator A talks shit about creator B. Creator B feels the need to defend himself or herself, talks shit back to creator A, and they go back and forth for months through daily live streams and videos, right? Then their drama audience keeps coming back, right? Then if it's a monetized channel, there are ads on it. And even if it's not a monetized channel, YouTube changed their rules late last year, early this year, to where now they're putting ads on some non-monetized channels on content that qualifies for it. So the longer these social media companies can emotionally suck you in and keep you emotionally sucked in, the more ads you're going to see, the more money they're going to make, right? So to those of you out there that are complaining that Google, YouTube, well, Google owns YouTube, and Facebook and all these social media companies are a monopoly, well, guess who's made them a monopoly? You having a lack of emotional self-control has made these companies billions of dollars. It is you humans out there, the ones that complain that these companies are a monopoly, it is your lack of emotional self-control that has made these companies billions of dollars. I may even do a stream on that. Because what gets people to tune in right away and drop everything? What's the thing that gets people to just drop everything and tune into something? It's triggering an emotional response, right? If you can trigger an emotional response, people are going to be more prone to tune in. That's why certain people use fancy clickbaity type of titles and thumbnails, because they're trying to get the people on YouTube to read it, and they're trying to trigger an emotional response to where they click in and view it, right? And then half the time you click in the clickbaity title and you know it's clickbait. That's what drama people do. Drama people, they try to get an emotional response for you. They call it triggering you, right? Okay, a fancy word for emotional response is triggering you, right? Trigger an emotional response is what it is, right? Right? And if you have a lack of emotional self-control, not only, online, but offline, it's going to affect your life. But more so online, it'll affect you, especially on a platform like YouTube, because if you lose your shit, and I lost my shit a few times in the past, many years ago, right? Because these people knew how to trigger me. These people are professional drama kings and queens, right? They know what they have to do to trigger that emotional response so that way they can use you for content and maintain their audience and continue building their audience that way. And also making money, right? And again, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people have asked me, including this woman I've been seeing, how are you so calm? Why are you so calm at everything? Like nothing bothers you. Well, I've been through everything. I've let shit bother me in the past. And now it's like nothing phases me anymore. I've been through more shit on social media than anyone could ever imagine. And I've been through stuff in real life too. But when it comes to social media, I don't think there's been any other creator on YouTube or any other platform that went through the attacks, the harassment, the defamation of character, the attacking of my family when they couldn't get to me, my mother, my brother, contacted my brother's work. These people contacted my former business networking community on Facebook. Like, these people were literally trying to destroy my life just because they didn't think I was qualified to be a coach, which is their opinion. And they have the right. They have the right to express their opinion, right? But that's where it should end. But it doesn't end with these people. Why? Because the more they can keep triggering you and feed into them, the more content they have to make at your expense. Without you, they have no content. That's why whenever I used to go back and forth with these people and I would say, you have no content without me, they would say, no, I got this content, this and that. And then they knew they had no content without me, but them saying that they have content without me used to even trigger me to say, no, you don't have any content without me, right? And now I'm feeding into it, right? So I had to completely cut it off. So the reason why I'm so cool and calm and collective at this point in my life is because I've experienced every aspect of BS and I want no more of it. And the moment I notice BS, I smell BS, I can smell BS a mile away. The moment I smell BS or notice BS, I'm done. Someone comes into my live stream chats now and they're trolling, I won't even acknowledge them. I'll just block them if my mods don't get to them first. I won't acknowledge them, right? If someone tries to bring drama in my real life, I'll stop hanging out with them. If they stalk me, I'll call the police. I mean, I just don't let stuff get to me anymore, right? But again, you know, the purpose of this stream was to discuss the fact that likes and dislikes, you know, they don't determine your character. Likes and dislikes online don't determine your character. Okay? It's all fake. It's fabricated. It's all about just trying to get attention. And then more than likely, once you get enough attention like these women do, then you can monetize it, right? So a lot of these women put out, see here, and this is how hypocritical women can be at times. Women do not want to be seen as sex objects, but yet in the modern world, they're using their bodies to get attention. And once they get enough attention from thirsty beta males, then they move them over to a different platform and they monetize those thirsty beta males by leading them to believe that they have a shot, they have a shot at being with that woman. When the truth of the matter is, all they want to do is extract your money, guys. And I think more and more guys are starting to catch on to this now. I think the more and more content that guys like myself come out here and make, and you know, talk about female nature, and also I talk about male nature too. Don't get me wrong. Men make mistakes too. Both men and women make mistakes, and I cater my content to both men and women, but men are struggling more at figuring this out than women. And that's why it appears like, I'm focused more on creating content towards men to try to get them to understand how female nature is in general and how it is nowadays, right? Because women, biologically have always been a certain way, same with men. But in the modern world, because women are liberated, they have rights and they can do things now that they couldn't do. They can work, right? It set them free into a whole new stratosphere or atmosphere, right? When women were sexually liberated, look what's happening nowadays, right? You have OnlyFans. Like I said, they go to Instagram, they put up provocative photos after complaining in real life that I don't want to be seen as a sex object, right? But yet you're going to put provocative photos to build the audience, right? And then you take that audience over to OnlyFans and charge each one of those, 5,000 guys you connected with $40 a month. And split that in half with OnlyFans, however it works. You do the math yourself. How many hundreds of thousands of dollars is that, right? Right? $5,000 people. At $20 a month, I believe that's $100,000 a month. If I did the math right, $100,000 for going on Instagram, putting up a provocative photo that is not considered nudity, right? Women will make their photos as provocative as possible without getting removed for nudity or sexual content, right? They'll build their audience and then they'll move them to a different platform. But at the same time, they're saying they're going to be seen as a sex object, right? And then they go and they realize they can make $100,000 a year off these thirsty beta males by doing even more provocative things on OnlyFans, right? And then these women get older, their looks start to fade, and now they want to try to find a guy to settle down with, and the guy's like, "Oh, you were on OnlyFans? The whole entire world has seen you naked? Nah, I'm gonna pass." And then they're complaining that guys won't accept them for that, right? You can't bake your cake and eat it too, and you can't make your bed and lay in it too, right? I keep saying this. I'll say it over and over again, right? You folks have to think about what you do in your life, especially when you're younger, because it'll affect you as you get older, right? I've said this before, I'll say it again. There are many people, even on YouTube and social media, that connect in groups, and then they sometimes a man and a woman will talk privately, right? And they'll do this thing called internet dating, right? Well, the ambulance just got off of 101 South, and maybe it's turning around and going to 101 North. I don't know. I had something good to say, and I lost my train of thought. So again, you got to think about, what you do when you're younger, because it'll affect you when you get older. Oh yeah, I was talking about these people have internet relationships, right? And, I've seen this happen on YouTube. I've talked about it before, but I'll say it again, because it makes sense here. So these people will connect, these wannabe YouTubers, right? Man and the woman, they'll connect behind the scenes, and then, sometimes the man or the woman will ask for nudes, right? So they can gratify each other, while they're talking on the phone and look at each other's pictures, or when they're not together, they can see each other's pictures, right? It's just a weird thing, right? And then the kind of thing, but a lot of people are, right? Thanks to the digital world, people are being intimate digitally instead of in real life. I prefer the real thing. But so then these people, they exchange nudes, right? But what are they not thinking about when they exchange nudes? They're not thinking about the blackmail factor, right? If you're a dude that exchanges nudes with a woman, and let's say you become exclusive internet dating partners, right? How pathetic does that sound? You become exclusive internet dating partners, right? You have each other's nudes, right? Let's say you get tired of that woman because she's got issues, right? And you just want to move on, right? You try to move on, and then that woman says, if you don't stay with me, I'm going to blast your nudes all over the internet, including YouTube, which that would get that channel shut down, but they would put it on a stock account that they wouldn't care. So people, they'll get into internet relationships, right? I've seen this happen on YouTube and other platforms too, but YouTube's the primary one, right? And then when one side doesn't get their way from the other, they will leverage the other side's nudes as blackmail. I think I'm one of the only few people that was involved with a group of people out here that didn't put out my nudes. I would never do that. I've never, ever, ever sent any woman any nude pictures of me. And I've never allowed any woman to take nude pictures of me. Ever. There are a lot of things that I've been through that people have done to me to try to destroy my character online, right? And as bad as those things were, you can recover from those things. You put out nude pictures of yourself and do all that, that's something you probably can never recover from. So as much as, you know, how much some women on the internet have begged me for nudes in the past, I always stood tall. I said no. Well, do you want to see them? Nope. No, thank you. I'm not into the online, I'm not into the internet dating, phone sex thing. I'm into dating in real life, and I'm into making love in real life. That's how this world has become. It's become all digital, right? It's become a digital palace of men and women going out there seeking validation from one another. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Once I realized that's what was happening, you know, when I was involved with some drama groups years ago, I'm like, this is not for me. These people are really freaking pathetic. They are. I mean, everything that they enjoy doing online, I enjoy doing offline, especially intimacy. I mean, people that really love themselves and take care of themselves and have no problem meeting people in real life don't need to do this stuff, right? The reason why these people do it is because they can't get this in real life. So instead of working on themselves to better themselves, such as get in better shape, okay, you know, maybe fix some other issues they have, mental, emotional issues, get some counseling, therapy, better themselves. Instead of bettering themselves and going out in the real world to get this, they just settle for the digital version of it. And they make it a game. It's really pathetic. It's one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. All right, we've been on for 74 minutes, an hour and 14 minutes. Lewis Fuller, I'm back. My internet was acting up. You still here, Lewis? I can't wait till you get that Wi-Fi extender. Lewis was telling me behind the scenes today that his Wi-Fi extender coming from China is being delayed. Lewis, I should have just bought that thing from you on Amazon with my card and have it shipped to you, Lewis. You would have had that thing in 2 days. The only things I will ever buy from China are like older computer parts that are no longer available in the US because the US doesn't store older parts after a certain time. But China will have parts almost indefinitely. But it just takes forever to clear customs, and it's not even the fact that it takes a long time to ship. It takes forever to clear customs. There's like a backlog, and that's what the delay is. So unless I absolutely have to order something from China because it's the only place I can get it, I won't. It just takes too damn long. It reminds me of the old days before Amazon changed the way we ship things, 1 to 2 days, right? Back in the days, you'd see the infomercial on TV, you call the number, there was no internet, you call the number, you place your order, allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery, right? And why would it take 4 to 6 weeks for delivery? Because back in those days, all these companies nowadays didn't have the airplanes to overnight stuff, right? Or to 2-day stuff, right? They literally had to truck things clear across the country. And shipping, even the cheapest shipping back in those days, was more expensive according to the economy during that time. Nowadays, because of Amazon and contracts and all that, all these companies have large jets, they have large airplanes, and they have bigger trucks, they have everything they need to quickly ship shit. But back in those days, allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. And when they said that, they would mean 4 to 6 weeks. I remember being a part of a tape club called Columbia Tape Club, where you can buy 12 tapes for a penny, and then you're on a contract to buy like 8 more at the regular price over the next 8 years. Oh, sorry, over the next year, I mean. Sorry. You need to buy 8 tapes over the next year, right? At full price, right? And the tapes for like $20 a piece, I think, or $15 a piece, right? So 8 tapes times, let's just say $20, okay? $160, right? Now it's 16 tapes for $160 because you got 12 for a penny. It's a game, right? In essence, instead of making $20 a tape, they're making $10 a tape. And they're making more sales because of the fancy marketing. And all that revenue gets split amongst all the artists. So they're all making more money because they're tricking us to believe that we're getting a really good deal getting 12 tapes for a penny. But then we have to buy 8 more at the regular price. And then it all just boils down to $10 a tape. You're not getting shit for a penny. Right? It's all about fancy marketing. But then you have to wait 4 to 6 weeks, right? To get your tapes. Then you get your tapes and like, wow, this is cool. I got a bunch of tapes here for a penny. Oh shit, now I gotta buy 8 more at regular price. Back in those days I had a paper route. Let me tell you, I was making $100 a month, busting my butt. Every day of the month. 30 days of the month, right? Come rain, come shine, folding the papers. When it would rain, you'd put the plastic coating, the plastic, bag, and rubber band it so it wouldn't get wet, right? You bust your butt to make $100 a month. And then when you have to buy 8 more tapes at $20 a piece, hey, $20 is a lot of money to spend when you're making $100 a month. Anyway, nowadays, even even though sometimes you'll see on infomercials allow 1 to 2 weeks for delivery, you get it within 1 or 2 or 3 days. They just say that because just in case something goes wrong, or they know it's going to get there quicker and you're going to be happier that they over delivered. They under promised and over delivered, right? That's how they want to make you feel. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in. We're going to be going off the air in about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just coming over to the other side. Extend my walk a little bit more. I'm really trying to, get back into really, really good shape. I'm trying to just tone up a little bit more. And it's just helping me regain the muscle I lost, during the time I had my sciatica and my disc herniation, which is pretty much gone now. I put on about 5 pounds over the last couple of years because I was trying to actually tone up. But with the sciatica and all that, it was really hard to burn off the fat because what I would do is I would get on the treadmill and do high intensity interval training, and I hadn't been able to do that until recently because my nerve was so compressed. It was hard to run on the treadmill without slipping. So now I'm definitely making sure I extend these walks as much as possible. I'll try to do 4 miles a day. I'm trying to eat better, trying to minimize my sweets, Maybe I'll have one cheat day because I want to get into the best shape possible by my 48th birthday, which is December 17th. It's just a beautiful, look at this. Now the sun is hiding behind those clouds. This is a beautiful, beautiful sight. I've been going down this little side trail here every day. This is actually really cool lighting because the sun is not overexposing everything. This is actually a really, really good time to shoot photography because the sun's behind the clouds and everything just looks just amazing. It looks like you're like on a movie set or something like that. All right, let's continue here. Well, I'm gonna wait. There are some people coming. I'm gonna let them pass because they're gonna go on the observation deck for a little bit. I was kind of hoping to go up there and have a few minutes, but it may not be possible today. Just a second, folks. definitely need a break tonight. I've been been really pushing myself. This is the 4th piece of content I made in the last 24 hours. Actually, the 5th piece of content, sorry. Because I did 2 pre-recorded videos. This is the 3rd stream I've done in the last 24 hours, along with 2 other pre-recorded videos. I'd say I deserve the night off. I mean, I really honestly want to keep creating content for the other venture I'm working on, because it'll end up taking off much quicker, but I've just chosen at this point in my life to not overextend myself. Tomorrow will be another day, and I'll be more productive tomorrow if I relax more tonight than working tonight and tomorrow. Maybe I'll have another day like I did yesterday. I'll do a couple live streams, one from mobile on a walk, one from the studio, maybe late night, maybe a couple pre-recorded videos for the other venture that I haven't publicly announced yet, at least to the people out here on YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. I'll get to it in a little bit. A few days from now, maybe a week from now, we'll see. We'll keep everyone in suspense while I continue to build that platform. Whew. Yeah, wearing this jacket and I have just a t-shirt below it. I'm at the perfect temperature. I'm not sweating, but I'm not cold. That's why I've been walking pretty quick today. I'm at the optimal temperature. And my sciatica is pretty much gone. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, yep, that couple went up on the observation deck. Depending on how long they stay up there, maybe I'll get a chance to go on this observation deck. I was not able to go on the other one because there were other people there. Yeah, they're coming back down. That's cool. I know there's a kid about a quarter mile behind me. I'm gonna go up on the observation deck at least for a minute or so before he makes his way over here. I love these observation decks. You just feel like a king up here. You feel like $1,000,000. And the views from up here are spectacular. Great egret. Both herons and egrets retract their heads in flight. The great egret spears fish and small animals with the thrust of its muscular neck. That's a big ass neck right there. And that's a pretty sharp beak. So the egret will spear its prey to death and eat it. Interesting. All right, let's just go down Dude's coming. Had enough time up there. Felt pretty good. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. Going to be going off the air in about 10 minutes or a little bit less. Heading back to the parking lot. Again, I'm taking the rest of the night off tonight. Just going to relax. I think I'm going to DoorDash something. I don't use DoorDash all the time because you can get pretty lazy using DoorDash. I've talked about that before. But I think I'm going to do that tonight. And just kind of spoil myself because I've just been busting my ass lately. I've been working overtime, creating content and helping family and other people, and I just need a night to veg. Sometimes, you know, folks, listen, there's nothing wrong with vegging out once in a great while if you've earned it, right? I don't really like to veg out, but sometimes when my body's saying, Eli, you've been going 120 miles an hour. Take the night off. Give me a chance to relax and pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a well-earned break. It's the way you look at it. You know, I remember when I started my former channel I used to run almost 5 years ago when I first started my coaching business. No matter how tired I was, I always forced myself to create at least one piece of content and do at least one stream per day. So if I didn't do at least one video and one stream per day, at least on the weekdays, because weekends I would go and spend with my girlfriend at the time. And then what would happen? Her and I would create a piece of content over the weekend. So in theory, I only had like one day off, right? I was pushing myself. And I was thinking to myself, okay, if I keep this up, like other creators have said, I'm going to trigger the YouTube algorithm quicker. And to this day, I've been doing this almost 5 years. I've been doing this almost 5 years. And I have never once triggered the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure my trolls and haters are going to have a field day with that one. Eat your heart out. Do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. I'm not going to be paying any attention. I'm going to be eating a nice meal that's going to be DoorDashed. And not worrying about it. Yeah. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself. And I just couldn't relax until I did at least one video and one stream each day. Sometimes I would do 2 streams and a video. And I realized at this point, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It'll just happen. Even if I take a night off or a day off or 2 every now and then. I'm not going to continue burning myself out. Live and learn, right? But I want to really appreciate the people that have been watching most of this stream. You know, again, I'll say, folks, you know, I understand my content at times can be entertaining, but for the most part, it's not entertainment type of content. It may be boring to listen to some of this stuff, but honestly, folks, it will change your life. It'll allow you to readjust your mindset into focusing more on productive things and minimizing a lack of production, or minimizing having your time wasted in all aspects of your life at a business and personal level. One of the main reasons why I do this is because I want to help people maximize their winnings and minimize their losses at a personal and professional level. And the reason why people end up failing and feel like giving up is because you're maximizing your losses and minimizing your winnings, right? It's kind of like when you play poker. The name of the game is, or the point of the game is, which is what I'm trying to say, is to maximize your winnings and minimize your losses. You're not going to win every hand. It's impossible, right? But how you play your cards and how you read the other card players, and when to bluff, when to play a good hand a certain way depending on the other player's reactions, right? Poker is about maximizing your winnings and minimizing your losses so you're ahead. Life in general is the same, because you're going to have losses. And you're probably going to have more losses than victories, right? But if you minimize the time impacted from those losses, you're going to end up winning more, because you're not going to be wasting time on things that are not going to work out. You're not going to dwell over things that didn't work out after you know for sure they didn't work out, like a relationship, right? You're going to move on quicker, right? So you can focus on putting your energy towards something productive that's going to make you a winner and not a loser. I don't like to use the word loser. It's derogatory, but hey, you know what I'm saying, right? I'm not trying to be that square. I'm just trying to, as I get older, I'm really trying to become a better person. I'm not saying I'm a bad person, but I'm really trying to speak a little more eloquently, I'm really trying to minimize profanity and, minimize like derogatory words and stuff like that. All right, folks, we're about to go off the air here, and if you get your questions, comments, or concerns in the chat, let me be courteous and close this door. The last person didn't do it. They need to repair this door. It used to have a spring action. The springs, I guess, in here are messed up, and it just doesn't close on its own anymore, and the lock is damaged. Maybe one of these days they'll repair it. Just leaning on this pole here. It's really, really good on my back. Well, I got a little over 4 miles in on a chilly, windy day with clouds. I'm pretty proud of myself. I almost thought about canceling my walk today because of the weather, but I looked at the report. It said 2% chance of rain. I said, fuck it. Got to get out there and do it. Come rain, come shine. Find a way to get your exercise in. So again, thank you to everyone that was here for the majority of the show, or even if you just popped on in. I really appreciate you. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm taking the rest of the night off. I'm going to relax the rest of the night, get some DoorDash, and get to bed early. And tomorrow I'm going to have a super day. I'm going to probably do 2 live streams tomorrow. Like I said, one from mobile on a walk, probably it'll be before noon Pacific time. hopefully. And then maybe I'll do a late night stream, or maybe I'll even do an evening stream tomorrow. And somewhere along the way, maybe create a few more pre-recorded videos for the new venture, or the channel that's helping men become better men. And that channel is elsewhere. I'll tell you folks where it is, probably within a few days. Gotta diversify. Anyway. All right, everyone. Have yourselves a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Be good to each other.